Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Matt DeLockery. Well, here we are. It's a new year. 2020 is over, finally, and 2021 is here. Though, honestly, I don't know why everybody's quite so excited about it. I mean, I get that 2020 is over, but we're still left with all the same problems we had last year. It's not like things magically got better when the calendar changed over. Problems don't recognize that there's a calendar. And I think inherently we all kind of know this because you don't hear things like, people talking about all the New Year's resolutions they're making and how they're going to, try to make this year better than the last one. Nobody's doing any of that because I think we're all pretty wiped out after last year. I mean, it took all of the energy we have just to survive. And I think we're still sort of in that mode right now. We're just trying to survive and, hope that this thing will end at some point and we'll make it to there. But the thing is, it's not like it was something that was just, about the year that was messed up. We have a lot of problems, and I think they've just started coming to the surface recently, and they're not going to go away until we address them. We can try to ignore them, but they're still going to be there. So I'd like to get past this. So how about we actually address some of these problems and deal with them and be real and stop ignoring them? Because ignoring them is what got us here. One of those problems that I think we need to address is the fact that American Christianity is broken. It's nothing more than a social club in Jesus' name. It's a nice place where people get together to be with people who look like them and act like them and have a nice place to just sort of be safe from the world, where the number one rule is don't rock the boat. The problem is that's nothing like Jesus, right? Jesus was not about not rocking the boat. You want to know what Jesus was like? Let me read it to you. And this is one of the most interesting passages in the New Testament to me. In John chapter 2, verse 15, we see this. And he made a whip of cords, and he cast out all who were in the temple, all the sheep and the cattle, and he scattered the coins of the money changers, and he overturned their tables. So we've got this idea of this meek and mild Jesus who wouldn't hurt a fly, and he wouldn't, doing anything unnice or upsetting the order of things. But here you see Jesus completely losing his cool. But it's not just like regular like anger or regular upsetness. He stopped and took the time to make a whip, like he actually made the thing. And then he went in the temple and started chasing people around with it and flipping over tables and running people off because they were doing wrong. So this idea of this Jesus who wouldn't like upset anybody, that's not Jesus. Okay? Jesus did a premeditated thing here. He took the time to make a whip and then he chased people out of the temple, their big church. Okay, so this idea of not upsetting anybody because you don't want to hurt their feelings when something's wrong, that don't look like Jesus. This is Jesus. And while we're on the subject of what does and doesn't look like Jesus, can we talk about what Jesus actually looked like for a minute? For one thing, Jesus wasn't white. Okay? Jesus was a dark-skinned Middle Eastern man. And we go to church on Sunday and worship this dark-skinned Middle Eastern man and then suddenly have a problem with other dark-skinned people on Monday? Seriously? I mean, in his life, Jesus would hug lepers, and we can't even be nice to people who look more like Jesus than we do. What's up with that? And another fun topic. How about how Christians have been acting for the last 4 years? Personally, I think it's somewhere between pathetic and reprehensible. I mean, I'm embarrassed to even call myself a Christian. When I'm out in public and I'm hanging around people, like I don't mention that I'm a Christian unless people have gotten a chance to know me first, because I don't want them to associate me with all of those people. All the way that, Christians in the media have been acting for the last 4 years. And I don't think they're being, handpicked to just look like a bunch of crazy, people who are only interested in their social group and their people and no one else. I think this is the way Christians actually are. It's just that in the last few years, this has just finally been revealed. Folks, that don't look like Jesus. That's not how Christians are supposed to act. There's a lot of things going on right now that don't look like Jesus. Christians don't look like Jesus. American Christianity don't look like Jesus. We've wandered a very, very long way from where we're supposed to be. We've got problems. Some people are going to be willing to acknowledge those. Some people aren't. I, for one, will. And I think we need to talk about it. It's not fun, but if we go on ignoring the problems that we have, we're just going to end up in a worse place than we are now. We're here where we are now because we've been ignoring problems. It's time to stop that and own up to where we actually are. So I'm not going to say that the emperor's wearing clothes, because he's not. And we need to be real about that. So over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about some of those things. We're not going to get to them all because there's a whole lot of them, but we're going to start. So if you want to join me on that, hit the subscribe button and we'll be here talking about it for the next few weeks. If you don't, then, I don't know what to say. Carry on ignoring problems, but they're only going to get worse. So hope to see you next week.